Guys, what are we looking at today? Well, we're going to get back to the Petrified Fish Havrog, which you can see, you saw it on the table. Like, I'm not gonna lie, this knife is just shy of perfect. This knife impressed me so very much. I am incredibly impressed with this knife. So let's turn it around and look at it from above, and I'll tell you why. Guys, this is the Petrified Fish Havrog. Now, you heard me say it when I did the first impressions video, the first day in carry. It's rare that I am that pleased with a knife, and it carried through the entire carry. The reason we're looking at this again so quickly is because I carried this knife a lot. It is a dream to carry, and I have to say, I think the title's gonna say it, maybe the intro, this knife is just shy of perfect. There are very few things that I found wrong with it. For me personally, it is a knife I really like. So first things first, let's get a spec sheet up here so you guys can take a look at it. I'll find the best spec sheet I can. Hopefully it gives you good details, and we're gonna take a look at this knife. So first things first, size comparison. So your first knife for size comparison is going to be the Benchmade 940. So you can see this is not a big knife. The 940 is not a big knife either. This is definitely dimensionally larger, but it's only a little bit longer. And if you line it up, they're not that far apart. Your next knife for size comparison is going to be the Ontario Rat 1. As you can see, a much longer, larger knife the Rat 1 is than the Havrog here. And as always, your final knife for size comparison is going to be the Chris Reeves Sebenza Large 21, a good bit longer. This is, like I said, this is not a big knife. It looks bigger than it actually is. So let's get this out of the way and let's talk about the good things and bad things I found about this knife. And I gotta tell you, this is gonna get a glowing review. I do like this knife a lot. All right, I have to say that this was one of the most pleasant carry experiences I've had in a while with a knife. I am absolutely in love with this knife. From its aesthetics, to the way it cuts, to the way it carries, to the way it feels. It is a full package, and I'm really happy that I got to see this when I'd heard people talking about petrified fish knives, and now I see why. So this model, the Havrog, is really awesome. So it's done in a K110 blade that I am going to have to sharpen. I used it so much that it's no longer really all that sharp. It's done in K110. It's got a beautiful blade shape that is just proportioned great and awesome with this blade. It's got a good shape. It's got a good feel. Lots of flat with a nice little belly that is easy to use. I typically like a little less belly, but this has got everything I would want. The blade is ground to a relatively thin behind the edge profile. It's robust enough. I don't think it's going to pose an issue, but it's still thin enough that it slices really well. It's got a very aggressive look to it with that tip down. But the thing that you get with that is you can get up on it, and you can really, if you need to power through something, you can really get up on it and get a really good grip. And then, like I said, it just is attractive on that blade. Your scales are done in green micarta with a green micarta backspacer, and they've been milled out in a fashion where it looks kind of unique. It looks like there's a handle milled on the handle, but you get a really good feel. Your fingers drop into that, and you get a really good tactile feel. The jimping on it is just about perfect. You've got really good jimping, not too much of it. There's not like any real hot spots, but just enough that when you get up on that, you can definitely power through. The blade stock is really thick compared to how well they've transitioned down to this grind. And the action on it is just shy of drop shot, just a little shake. You can thumb flip with these thumb studs. We'll talk about the thumb studs in a second. And you can reverse flick because they are nice and long and flat. It's almost like having a hole or an aperture. It feels really similar to how it feels when you get your finger in an aperture to flip a knife open like that. You get up under the lip of that, and it just feels the same. But it is a thumb stud. They are done in the same material as the scales, and it gives them a really attractive look. I have found zero issues with the aesthetics on this knife. Pocket clip, the tension on it is pretty tight, but it's not hard to get in and out of pants. There's no texturing under this where it will tear up pants. Really comfortable, and it is not a hot spot. It just disappears in your hand. This is This is a masterclass on how to make a comfortable hard use knife. Access to the liners. Access to the liners are just perfect. It's done in a way that you don't have a big area here that is dipped out. You don't have a lot of material that's been removed. There's no sharp spots in there. They've given you enough access to those liners, to that liner lock, that you can get in there and disengage the lock really, really comfortably. It does not have a forward finger choil. You can get up, but you can, you've got a finger groove here, a finger choil here, and then this opening, but you can get all the way up on it here and it feels secure. I don't feel as though I'm going to slip out of that, as opposed to a lot of other knives that don't have a choil. You don't really have that. It just feels natural right there. It doesn't feel unsecure. It doesn't feel as though you're going to slide up and cut yourself. And then weight reduction in it gives it just a pretty much at the pivot or a little bit right around the pivot balance, which is something I love. The K110 held up great. I was talking about it being dull. That is not a kick against the steel. I can honestly tell you, I think I've cut more with this knife than most of the knives that have come in the last year for a review, because it was fun and it was comfortable. Not only is, like I said, not only is it just gorgeous and everything that it's just damn near perfect. It is coming close to hitting that much sought after perfect, but there are a couple things. So we're going to have to talk about those on the flip side. So let's go ahead and we'll talk about the couple of small little things that I have noticed. So there's only a couple of small things that I have noticed, and that's why I said this is just on the verge of perfect. There is, I don't know if it's just this knife, and I haven't really delved into it too much and taken it completely apart, but there is a little bit of blade play in this, even though this pivot is tight. Like, I've got it tight. If I tighten it down anymore, it gets a little stiff. So there is a tiny, and I mean, when I say a tiny bit, I've got really strong hands. I can get most knives to have a little bit of play. That is along the lines, like, I'm forcing blade play, but I can absolutely feel that it's there. And then on that, after that, there really is only one thing, and I think you guys can see it. I don't like lanyard holes. Like, I wish they could have easily like milled this out and put a post right here, just like put a piece of metal in, milled this out and put a metal, and then you'd have a spot for a lanyard. Like, that is basically it. Everything else on this knife is as close to everything I would want in an EDC as I've come in a very long time. This is an amazing, amazing, amazing knife. And I cannot recommend it any high. I mean, there's no further recommendation. Like, I would, if anybody asked me if they should buy this, I'd say yes, you should probably buy one, and then buy one for your best friend as well. I can't remember the price. I'll put the price here, and if I can find it, I definitely will make sure there's an affiliate link down below. But you absolutely, I don't think, unless you just don't like this style of knife, I don't think you could ever go wrong with this knife. It is truly an amazing showing from a company, and I'm really impressed with both of the Petrified Fish knives I have here. So this video might be a little bit shorter. I had a lot less bad things to say about this knife than most. So let's turn this around and let's do some final thoughts and send you out about your day. There you go, guys. Like I said, they really knocked it out of the park. And I want to point out something. I don't like green micarta. Like, I don't like green micarta on knives. And I still was able to overlook that and just see how incredibly good this knife is. Like I said, Petrified Fish, if you're watching, I'm gonna send you a link to this. Amazing work on this knife. Almost perfect. So that's all I've got on this one. There's nothing else left to say. I left it all out there on the workbench. So if you guys liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like it, give it a thumbs down, but please try to tell me why. I can't change the content if you don't tell me what you don't like. If you want to support the channel, it's simple as like, share, subscribe, drop a comment, hit the bell icon. Make sure you got that bell icon notification set to all, and make sure you get notifications turned on your device. And back to the likes. That's the best thing you can do for any channel. If you've watched a video on anyone's channel, if it's a channel you like and you've watched 30 seconds of it and you haven't dropped a like, you are doing channels that you love a disservice. YouTube rates videos that have a higher like content or higher like count
better in the algorithm and it gets shared with more people. So if you like channels and you like the videos they're doing, drop a like. I also want you guys to go check out Steve Wallace. He does a lot of camping stuff. I know I've said it before, his wife passed away recently, but he's still putting out content and he's doing it in a cathartic fashion where he's doing things that him and his wife were going to do. So if you could do me a personal favor and go check out his channel and give him a follow. Other ways you can support the channel if you want to, I have a ton of affiliate links on Amazon down below. They are just basically a portal to my affiliate store. Anything you purchase, once you click on that, I get credit for it. So any shopping you're going to do, whether it be knife related, household goods, shopping, groceries, it doesn't matter. I still get credit for it. Coffee Brand Coffee, I have a 5% discount on your overall order if you use my coupon code CrazySharp, all one word, or if you use the affiliate link itself. And the final way is I have got a membership that is tier-based. Everyone that's a member gets access to the Gilded server where we hang out and we chat. Baseline and premium members are automatically entered to giveaways that I do on the Gilded server, and the premium tier guys have access to a sharpening tutorial series that I've built for them here on YouTube that's behind that paywall. Guys, that's it on this one. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. Keep it clean in the comment section. It makes it easier for me to moderate the channel. I love you all, and I'll see you in the next video.